Well, I tell you, it was January of 1969 when it happened. My youngest daughter, she was 9 years old. She was crying because of a brain damage. She couldn't stand up on the floor hardly at times, and it was no cure. And I said, Father, I want to thank you for Julia. Now you can take her home, or you can leave her here, or you can heal her. But we standing on your word, I'm asking you to heal her and give her back to me home.
I'm Julia Satulia. My dad was Wesley Bird, and he attended Pinelake for 8 years. My dad was a Navy man. He served in World War II in the South Pacific. He was a family man, and he had 4 children and worked for the Corps of Engineers for over 30 years. And he died last year in May at the age of 94. Dad would always be in prayer. I mean, we would be sitting there around the table at their home, and any issue, that man was going to pray on it, plain and simple. I developed seizures, and they could not figure out why. Back then, they just could medicate it only so much, and they had gotten pretty severe.
I took her later in the bed that night, and she was crying because it was causing her body to jerk, her nerves. She couldn't stand up on the floor hardly at times. I asked her, I said, Julia, what's wrong? She said, Daddy, I want to be well. And I said, we've carried you to the doctors here in Greenville. We've carried you to doctors in Memphis. We've taken you to everybody that we know to try.
And he said, and these are his words, I stood up and he said, I heard God say, you haven't talked to me about it.
I asked her, I said, Julia, do you love Jesus? She said, Daddy, you know I do. I joined the church. I said, no, I'm not talking about joining the church. I said, do you love Jesus? Yes, sir. I said, do you believe he can heal you? She said, Daddy, I know he can. I said, I do too. And I said, tonight, you and I are going to stand on his word.
He got down on his knees, took my hands in his, and asked God to heal me. And from that day forward, I never had another seizure. My healing transformed his life and his prayer life into a different realm altogether. And there was no question about that. And if there was not a day in his life that he was not praying, I don't know about it. Honestly, the last time I saw him praying was the day he died. Praying for the grandchildren, praying for his children, the great-grandchildren, at 94 years of age. And later on that night, he passed away. As a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 3, I definitely want to follow his example. Of all things Dad taught me, when you are in trouble, when you are wanting help, when you're happy, when you're sad, you go to the Father. And it was a blessing to have that example in my life.